AIM Policy Center was established in 1996, the Philippines was going through tremendous reforms, political, social, economic, all moving towards market liberalization, privatization of state-owned industries, and decentralization in government. But, as is typical, really, of societies that are trying to reform, we saw some winners, some losers, some sectors that gained more than others, some sectors that was really abruptly disrupted, and sectors that were displaced. And so it was very timely for a think tank to look at the policy reform agenda, to look at the winners and the losers, and to look at it using an intelligent lens, meaning a lens that takes account of evidence-based relationships, evidence-based policy research, and verifiable data. For decades, this is where Konrad Adenauer Stiftung had been of immense value to the center in allowing us to do the resource-intensive research work, and also in helping establish connections with stakeholders, not just locally, but internationally. And of course, to help bring about a greater reputation and legitimacy for the work that we do at this small center. In 2015, when the Policy Center was renamed as the Rizalino S. Navarro Policy Center for Competitiveness, I feel that that is where the vision and the mission of Konrad Adenauer Stiftung Philippines was even more aligned with what the work that we were doing now at the center. Specifically, although competitiveness usually is seen in the lens of national competitiveness, at the Policy Center, we actively wanted to look at competitiveness at the lens of the individual, to look at how we can make sure that Filipinos win. And I think this is at the heart, really, of the mission of CAS. CAS looking at how human rights, human dignity, human freedoms are at the very heart of its work on social justice, on democratic freedoms, and establishing a sustainable economy. So here at the center, what we do is to make sure that we use economic research, we use political research to empower the reforms that our leaders are making. And equally important, to also look at alternative viewpoints. Check on viewpoints, to check on information. Elevate the intellectual discussion to include more stakeholders from various sectors. And this is where Konrad Adenauer Stiftung can be immensely helpful. After all, a lot of the social problems and economic challenges that we faced in the 20th century still continue, unfortunately, in the 21st century and post-pandemic. And to further complicate things, we now face new opportunities which can easily be challenges in the form of digital automation, artificial intelligence, of course the internet, the role of social media. There is so much change, there is so much fog, there is so much noise. And the role of scientific policy research is all the more important. I really look forward to how Konrad Adenauer Stiftung and the AIM Policy Center for Competitiveness could work hand in hand to make sure that we see through the noise, see through the fog, and really elevate now the level of policy reform.